Hi, this is Ben Baxter with Accent Software. Today I'm going to bring you a quick tip video on data templates. So things we can do to make the creation of data in the system easier. When I think of an item and I want to create a new item, in my scenario, I click the new button and I get prompted with a list of templates that I can pull from. In this case, I have a finished good template that brings in different characteristics related to finished goods. I have one for non-inventory items, things I don't keep in stock, expensed type items, raw materials, so components that I buy and bring into inventory and then use in an assembly or a production process, things like that. So I have different templates, but what I want to do is step through how these are created, how to fill out what gets selected in each of these. So when I go back to my main screen, so I'm going to do a search for item templates. Now before I get into the actual item template, let's go ahead and jump over and just take a look that we have customer templates. We also have vendor templates. So these are other record types within the system that I can have a template built-in process for. And you are not restricted on the number of templates, so I can have domestic vendors, foreign vendors, I can have business to business customers, I can have B2C, business to consumer customers. I can have different templates set up for each of them. Now today we're going to look through the item templates. These were the ones that popped up when I went to create a new item. And so we'll just look at one of them. In the FG, which stands for finished goods, I have it set up that it's an inventory type item, so I keep stock inventory. I have a base unit of measure set. I did not opt for a number series, but if you wanted to have unique numbers based on the type of item it is, you can clearly set that up here in the templates. I also have my costing and posting. So these are important fields that not everybody knows the accounting side of the software, and so having a template that pre-fills in what the posting groups are, what the tax group code is, those sort of fields makes a big difference. Same thing on costing method. I don't want someone to accidentally leave a produced item in at FIFO if I'm using standard costing, because as soon as they run a transaction on that item, the costing method is going to be locked in place. There's a big process to go through changing that. So making sure that I have a template set up that sets the costing method the way I like to see it, those sort of things. Other things less important, but like replenishment. If it's a finished good that I produce, then I'm going to set it as a production order or an assembly order. And so that way when the item is created, it has that field filled in and nobody has to think about it. So those are things that templates help you do when you're creating it. So just as I was creating a new item, you saw this list of templates pop up that I could select. Just don't make it too complicated on your users to decide what actually I need to select as a template. Now that works great for when I create a new item, but what if I'm importing a bunch of data? So if I'm moving from a legacy system or I've acquired a new company and I need to import a lot of data, do I still have access to those templates? And the answer is no. So if I am doing the entry one by one manually, then I can have access to those templates. But that's not how we want to do it. If I'm importing 1,000 item records, I don't want to do them manually and create them that way. So I use a configuration package. And when I do that, I have configuration templates. Now it is not a template for the tables and fields and things like that. It is a record template that I assign to my configuration package. So in this case, I have one called item MFG for manufactured product. And I have the posting groups defined, general product, tax group codes, replenishment system. I can have different fields set up that I want to have filled in by the system. So this is my list of fields. This is my list of values. And it is nice because it does validate. So if I come in and I type in production, okay, the system's going to know that's not a valid record for that given field. So I see prod.order. So now I know, okay, if I type it as prod order, then it'll be a valid field. So you really have that same validation check as if I was filling in the fields manually through the configuration templates. Now let's go take a quick peek at a configuration package and how we assign that. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a configuration package specific to items. You'll notice that there's this data template field right on the line, and I have my item MFG filled in. What that means is I don't have to have as many fields in my template. So I don't have any of my posting groups, my tax group code, base unit of measure. None of those are defined here because they're defined in my data template. So I have less Excel data to manipulate and fill in. So I can really focus in on what's important: the cost, the price, the description of the product, the number that I want to use, all of those types of things. The data template takes off of my plate and allows me to focus on what's important. So just be aware of that. They are separate. One is for the manual creation of records, and that would be your item, your customer, and your vendor template. And then your configuration templates are these data template selections that are specific to the table that you are pulling from. So notice that this pulls in a bunch of items because I have the item template selected. Now if I went ahead and added, let's say, the customer table, what it's going to do is it's going to pull from the configuration templates related to customers. So that's how that combination works. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that gets you streamlining your data entry, whether that's through an import or just through manual creation of records in the system. If you have questions over anything within Business Central, please reach out to our Accent Software support team. We really like helping clients better utilize their software investment, so we hope to help you out as well.